Hare Krishna. Many of us might have heard that Bhakti Yoga is the most practical yoga. It is very easy. Anybody can perform. Even at our home we can perform. So if Bhakti Yoga is so practical, then the question might arise, why there are people who give up this family and become monks? What is the need to become a monk? The answer is very simple. There are few people who dedicate their life fully, dedicate all their energy for the service of the Lord, to dedicate their life to preach the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like we see in this day and age, there are students who do their schooling and then they enter the college and then they graduate from the college. And after they graduate from the college, they go back in the world outside and try to apply what they have learned in their schools and colleges. Similarly, there are people who might be students of the Bhagavad Gita, who study the Bhagavad Gita and then they apply the practical application of the Bhagavad Gita in their life and they enter the family life. But on the contrary, this also happens that there are some students who study in the school and colleges, and after they graduate, they come back in the university, they come back in the college and become teachers. Similarly, there are very few people who study the Gita and they become so much touched with the philosophy of the Gita that from their heart they feel, I wish to share this most valuable knowledge to others. And then they also become teachers and then share this most valuable knowledge to the people at large. In fact, Krishna in the 18th chapter says that one who gives this message to others, oh dear Arjuna, is most dear to me. So that's why a preacher is always very dear to Krishna, because he is always giving this most confidential message of God to others. Many times people have this doubt that these monks who are living up everything, are they social parasites or are they escapists who are escaping from this life? But the answer is, they are not social parasites. The practical example is of an army soldier. Now an army soldier is also paid by the hard-earned money paid by the taxpayers, is it not? But these army soldiers, they are risking their life and helping us from external crisis. Similarly, a preacher is helping us from internal crisis. What does internal crisis means? Dealing with our own mind, dealing with our unwanted desires, the anarthas which are there in our heart, and most important, dealing with the most important problems of life, that is birth, death, disease and old age. So this is the most important activity the preachers of the Krishna conscious movement are doing. But at the same time, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is also says that he is against artificial renunciation. So when we talk about renunciation, it is a genuine renunciation, where a person renounces this world with no internal motive, but the only motive is for the service of the Lord and for the service of devotees. So this is the most important aspect. Many times when people talk about sadhu, now who is a sadhu? A person just wearing a piece of cloth with a particular color, is he a sadhu? No. In fact, the Srimad Bhagavatam tells that what is sadhu? Sadhu means titikshava karunika surada sarvadehinam. Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. Who is a sadhu? A sadhu is a person who is tolerant, who is compassionate, who has no enemies, and who follows the scriptural injunction. And this is a sadhu. So similarly, this is what is the philosophy of the Gita, and this is why people try to become sadhus and try to dedicate their life for the preaching mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.